it's a fallacy, which is to say it's not true that other people don't experience the depth that you guys do. It may be true that other people don't know how to talk about it. But I personally experience that when I'm willing to slow down and get quiet enough with a person and patient with where they are, that inevitably their depth reveals itself. When I started going through my transformational experience, I had the exact same way of talking about it as you did. No one understood, and I couldn't talk about this profound spiritual awakening that I had gone through because no one in my life here got it. I had people in other places on the planet, thankfully, that I could kind of talk to about it, but it was mostly my coach. For probably 2 or 3 years, she was the only one who knew the depths that I had been to, because I was convinced that no one else was going to be able to meet me there. And one of the most eye-opening experiences I've ever had was that I couldn't possibly know if people can meet me there if I never actually shared about it. And lo and behold, when I opened to share about those experiences, even though people didn't have the same experience or maybe hadn't reached the same depth, they still got it. And the more I was willing to open and generously share these integrated parts of myself, the more other people were able to meet me in those places, even if they didn't understand. And this was one of my huge breakthrough moments in my own path. You don't need to be a super advanced spiritual guru to meet another person. But if you are committed to them misunderstanding you all the time, guess what result you're going to get? I had a choice about whether or not I wanted to create an environment where I was going to be met everywhere or consistently feel like I was an outcast where no one understood me. And I chose to create an environment where I was met everywhere I was. And so what's phenomenal now is I have friends from the entire spectrum of types of people. I have real hippie friends, and I have conservative, corporate. Those are representative of who I am. They're all very profound, emotionally intelligent, spiritually deep connections. But it's because I set the tone for how we're going to connect, because that's what I want. It's really easy to assume that your friends aren't available for that kind of conversation and to never go there and then to judge them accordingly. Same with family members. There are, of course, people who don't want to go there. But that doesn't mean that they don't experience it. And so they may not be available to go there because they're unwilling, because they're committed to the superficiality of their life. There are a lot more people who just need to be asked the question. And I would say, practice the compassion of assuming that other people have the same experience of you and have the same fears that you do about bringing it up. And if you live on that assumption, your whole world might change right before your eyes, because they probably had the same story that you did, that it wasn't appropriate to talk about, or that the other person might not be interested. Wouldn't it be wonderful to get surprised in that way? To recognize that actually the people that you keep close have just as much depth as you do and just didn't know how to bring it up, or were afraid to because they thought the same thing that you did, that you weren't available. What a fast way to have immediate awe and immediate intimacy in a place that you didn't even think was there.